guys, welcome back to my channel. I have an exciting little video for you guys. I'm actually going to be showing you guys all of my favorite makeup brushes. I've been wanting to film this video for, I want to say like 3 months, but every time I was going to film it, I ended up wanting to do a makeup tutorial and I just never got to it. Which, by the way, if you guys want to find out how to get the makeup look that I'm wearing in this video, just go back one video and you will be able to find the makeup tutorial on this look, because I did film all of this on the same day, but I just uploaded the tutorial first. So if you want to find out how to get this look, just go one video back and you will be able to find it. But for today, I'm going to be talking about all of my favorite makeup brushes. I have all of these brushes right over here to show you guys, and just to give you a little idea, I still have all of these other makeup brushes. I know I have way too many makeup brushes, but I only wanted to show you guys my hands down favorite makeup brushes. Like, honestly, if someone was to take away all of my other brushes and only leave me with the ones that I'm going to show you guys, I would honestly be perfectly fine. I would still be able to do all of my makeup. But I'm a girl, I love makeup. Every time I see a brush, I think I need it, which is why I have so many makeup brushes. And let me tell you guys, it's not fun when I have to clean them. So let's get started with this video, and I'm going to show you guys my favorite makeup brushes. I'm going to start out with this big boy right over here. This is a Tarte. I kind of feel bad that I'm showing you guys this brush. They do have a similar one to this one. It's just a little bit bigger, but I just love this brush. So I wanted to show you guys in case maybe some of you are still able to find it online somewhere. Maybe someone's selling it on eBay or something like that. I just really wanted to show you guys this brush. So it is from Tarte. It came out during the holidays in like one of their brush set collections. I love this brush for foundation. It is amazing. It's super big, it's dense but not super dense. I absolutely love it. It's huge, as you can tell, so it's very easy to apply your foundation and just blend it out. The only thing I have to say about this brush is that because it's so big, you do lose a lot of the foundation. Like, you end up using more product than you really have to because the brush ends up soaking it up. But nonetheless, I love this brush. I think it is amazing. Like I said, it's so big that it just makes it so easy to apply your foundation and just blend it out. It's very soft. It just gives you like a very airbrushed look. I love this brush and I'm so happy that I was able to purchase it during the holidays. The next foundation brush that I absolutely love, I actually just purchased this one about a month ago, but it has very easily become one of my favorite brushes, and it is the Morphe M439 brush, guys. This brush is amazing. I've always heard Jaclyn Hill talk about it. I think I've heard Patrick Starr talk about it. I absolutely love them. So obviously I had to go ahead and purchase this brush myself and just test it out and try it out. I have to tell you guys, I love it. It's like the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too little. The density of it is just perfect. You're definitely not going to lose any product with this brush because it's very dense, but it's dense enough where it lets you like really buff in that product into your skin and really blend it out. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but if you have any Morphe brushes, you know that they are super inexpensive. You can find them online. If you live in California, I know that they do have a store. I don't live in California, I'm from Miami, but if you live in California, just try to find online where their store is at, and you can go ahead and check them out. But if you don't live in California, just go to Morphe.com and you'll be able to find all of their brushes. I have a couple of them that I'm actually going to be showing you guys. I love Morphe brushes, but this bad boy for your foundation is amazing. I promise, it blends out your foundation so amazing. I just love it. And then another foundation brush that I have that you can find at Target. I don't know if CVS, I feel like I've seen them in CVS sometimes, and then in other CVS's I don't see them, so I don't know if it's just some stores that carry them, like some Walgreens or CVS, but it is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I love to use this brush for my foundation as well. It's also the perfect size. It's not too little, it's not too small. It's definitely not as dense as the last one. I don't know if you can tell. This one's definitely a lot more dense. This one's a little bit softer, but this one is perfect for foundations that are very liquidy. For example, if you're using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi, you know that that foundation is very runny, very liquidy. So a brush like this is perfect because it's very easy to blend it out. Whereas this brush, it's also really good for foundations that are very liquidy, but if you're using a foundation that is a little bit thicker in consistency, I feel like this brush would be a lot better. But if you have a foundation that's very runny, very liquidy, this one is perfect for that because it's not too dense, so it's going to allow you to really spread that foundation out. I just really love this brush. I think it's perfect. You can find it in, definitely you can find it in Ulta. Like I said, I have seen it in some CVS's. I've seen them in Target, and they're not very expensive. And I have to tell you guys, all of the brushes that I have from Real Techniques, I mean, look at all of these brushes that I have, guys. Ooh, that's not Real Techniques. I have all of these brushes from Real Techniques, and honestly I love them all, but I'm just not going to go. I have this one right over here too that I love, but I'm not going to show you guys all of those brushes. Like I said, I'm just showing you my favorite brushes. This one is so good, guys, because it's so big. But okay, I'm only gonna show you guys my absolute favorite ones. So yeah, this is really good for foundation. Then I also have another Sonia Kashuk brush to Sonia Kashuk? Why am I saying Sonia Kashuk? Real Techniques brush. What happened to me right there? They are not Sonia Kashuk, they are Real Techniques. I have this one right over here. It is called Contour Brush, but I do not use this for my contour. I actually use this to blend out my concealer. It's tapered, it's little, so it gets right in there, and the hairs, I don't know, I just feel like they apply my concealer and blend it out so nicely. The hairs are very soft. Like I said, it is tapered at the tip, so it's very easy for me to get right in there. So I do use it to blend out and apply my concealer, but I also like to use it to apply my under eye setting powder, because it's also, I don't know, it just makes sense. If you're using it for your concealer, why not try it out to set like your under eye concealer with powder? So it definitely works really well with foundation, like liquidy products, and it also works well with powder. So I love this brush. It's perfect. The next brush that I want to show you guys is a M.A.C brush, and the number actually rubbed off, but I am gonna go online, find out which brush it is, and I'll just like insert it somewhere in this video to let you guys know exactly which brush it is. But I love this brush. It's a very big brush, and I like to use it for powders, like to set my face. I just think it's a big size, so it's perfect because it's also very soft too. It's very soft and it's not very dense, so it's perfect for powder, because once I apply my foundation, I don't want to go in with a lot of powder after, because then it's just going to look cakey. So a brush like this that isn't too dense, that is big, that is very soft and poofy, it's perfect for powder foundations or whatever type of powder you're using, because it's not going to add too much product to your face. You're just like lightly going to dust it on your face. At least that's how I do it. Once I apply my foundation and I want to apply a powder over it to set my foundation, I don't like to apply too much of that powder on my face. So a brush like this is perfect because, like I said, it doesn't apply too much of that product onto your face. It just lightly applies it onto your face and you're able to blend it out. I just love this brush. It's big and it's so soft. The next brush is actually from e.l.f. It's their Complexion Brush. It looks like this. This brush is like $3. You can find it at Target, and I love to use this brush for my bronzer. When I apply my bronzer, I want it to be like very like blown out, diffused. I don't want it to be like a very like sharp line. I do like it to be a little bit more sharp and a little bit more prominent when I'm doing my contour, but when I'm doing my bronzing, I just want it to be like very blown out. So I love to use a brush that is a little bit bigger in size. But I love this one because I don't know if you can tell, but the size is very skinny. So it's not a round brush, it's very skinny on the sides, so it's just perfect to get right in there to apply it, and then I just really blend it out. You know what I mean? I don't know, I just feel like it's perfect. I don't know why I'm using like all of the brushes. I'm not applying any makeup, but I just feel like doing this kind of shows you guys and gives you guys an idea of how I use the brush. I just love to use this brush for bronzing. I think it's perfect. And the best part is that you can find it at Target. It's only $3, so it's super inexpensive. I have been using this brush for bronzer for a very long time, and it's never failed. Okay, so I have two contour brushes that I want to show you guys, and they're actually both from Morphe. The first one is the M104 brush. It looks like this, and then the other one is the Morphe M523 brush, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can tell, but they're both that skinny type of brush. They're not round, they're just skinny on the sides. And this one is actually a little bit of a angled brush, but I think they are both just perfect for contouring. They allow you to do that perfect line on contouring, and then you're still able to like blend it out. So what I like to do is I like to put the brush on its side, and I do the same thing with this brush. I like to put the brush on its side, I do my contour, and then I'll just go in and start like slowly turning it to its side and blending it up. But definitely I always have it on the side when I'm doing the contour, and then it just starts, you know, blending it upwards. So I think these two brushes are just perfect for contouring. The next two brushes that I'm going to show you I use to set my under eye concealer, and I did tell you guys that I also like to use this one to set my under eye concealer. But if one day I don't have that one, or it's too like dirty with the concealer product on it, I love to use these two products right over here to apply my powder underneath my eyes to set my concealer. So they are both from e.l.f. One is the e.l.f. Small Tapered Brush. It's this one right over here. And then the next one is the Mineral Powder Brush, and it's this one right over here. They are both just so perfect. This one is tapered, so it's really easy to get right on the like in the corner of my eye, like your inner corner. It's really easy to get right in there. And I don't know, I just love to use this one to set my under eye concealer. And like I said, I also love to use this one. It's also very easy to get right underneath your eyes. And then I also use it to set my concealer anywhere else on my face. I love it how I have no product on these brushes, but I'm still using it like if I'm actually applying makeup. I don't know, I feel like showing you guys how I use the brushes kind of like helps you guys see how they work. So I really love these two brushes to set my under eye concealer, like my under eye concealer. The next brush that I want to show you guys is my brow brush, and let me tell you guys, I've been using this brush non-stop for a whole year. It is hands down my favorite brow brush. I just know that I'm never gonna find a brush as amazing as this one, and it is the Anastasia number 12 brush. It looks like this. I love it. It is like literally the perfect brow brush. I love it because it's very thin, and you know when you're doing your brows, you want a brush that is very thin so that it allows you to do a thin line and to get to your tip of the brow and not make it look too thick. So I just love this, and it works amazing with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. It works amazing with powder products for your brows. I just love it, and it also has this little thin in the end. So once I fill in my brows, I just go ahead and brush all of the little hairs. So yeah, the Anastasia number 12 brow brush is just amazing. And then for highlights, I have been loving the Morphe M510 brush, guys. Like, it looks like this. It is literally the perfect highlight brush. Like, you can put it right over here. I like to put it on the side first. I apply the product on the side of the brush. I apply it on the high points of my cheeks, and then I'll go crazy and just like really blend it out. But this brush is just amazing. My favorite, hands down, favorite highlighting brush. Love it. Like, I need to have that brush to be able to apply my highlight, because if not, I really don't know what other brush I would use to apply my highlight. Like, I'm not even kidding. That is the only brush I have been using to apply my highlight. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you, yeah, all I have left are now eye brushes. So we are going to start with the eye brushes now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys okay, let me just go one by one. So the first one that I want to show you guys is the MAC 224 brush. It looks like this. This brush is amazing for your transition shade. You know, when you're applying your transition, how you need a brush that is very like poofy and round, so that you can really blow out that color and really blend it out. This brush is perfect for that. It's also a little tapered, but it's just perfect for your transition shade. It really allows you to really blend that color out. Another brush that I also like to use for my transition shade is from Morphe, and it's the M200 brush. It looks like this. It's also a very poofy brush. puffy brush. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it allows you to really blend out the colors because it's so puffy and it's very soft. So it's very easy to blend out the colors in your crease area with these two brushes. Another brush that I like to use for my crease area, but this is more for when I'm trying to get a precise application, is the Sigma Blending E25 brush. I feel like everyone has this brush, but it is for a good reason. It is an amazing brush. So I like to use this one like for my outer corner and to get right into my crease area, like right into the socket of my crease area. This brush is also a little tapered and it's also a lot more dense than the other two brushes, which is why I like to use this one when I'm trying to have like a precise application, because it allows me to have a little bit more control when I'm using this brush, since it's not as like poofy and out of control. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit more dense, so you have a little bit more control with it. And then another one that I also like to use is the Sigma Tapered Blending E35. So this one is kind of in between those three brushes that I showed you. The first two ones that I showed you that are to blend out your crease color, like the one that I like to use as my transition shade, those two brushes, and then the one that I just showed you that I like to use right on the socket of my crease area. I feel like this little bad boy is right in between those two. It's still a little dense, but it still gives you some movement, and it is round. It's not as tapered as the other one. Let me show you guys that one again. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is flat on the side, whereas this one is round. So this one definitely gives you a little bit more room to work with, and it also allows you to blend out the colors without it going everywhere, like the transition brush that I like to use. So I really like to use this one normally when I already apply my transition shade and I already apply my crease color. I like to go in with this one to kind of just blend those two colors in together. You know what I mean? So this is definitely a must-have brush. I really love that brush. The next two brushes are lid brushes. So these are the two brushes that I like to use to apply color onto my lid, and they are the Morphe M210 brush. It's this one right over here. And then the next one is the Morphe M151 brush. So these brushes are very tiny, and I love it because of that reason. It just allows me to apply whatever color I'm using right onto my lid area without it getting on my crease area. And I also do like to use these brushes for my brow bone, to apply my brow bone color. I'm like very far away, so I have no idea if I'm like even touching my brows. I don't know. But I also like to use this color on my brow bone area. It's tiny enough where it gets right in there. And these brushes also do pick up a lot of color, so you do have to be careful. Every time I use it, I pick up the color, and I always like to tap it off just to make sure that I don't get too much fallout. So yeah, these two colors are just perfect for my lids. And I also love to use this very tiny one, which is the M151. I also love to use this one for my inner corner. Like whenever I'm applying a little bit of a highlight shade on my inner corner, this brush is just perfect for that. It's very tiny. So the next brush that I want to show you guys is the Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush. It looks like this. If you're someone that likes to apply eyeshadows to your bottom lash line and you don't have this brush, or a brush that is very similar to this one, what are you doing? Like, you really need to have this brush. It is amazing to apply eyeshadows to your bottom lash line. So what I do is I like to grab whatever eyeshadow I'm using, and then I will go ahead and just start very slowly patting that color to my bottom lash line. Once I have that color on my bottom lash line, I will then go in with the Sigma Pencil E30 brush, and I like to use this brush to blend that color out. So like I said, I first go in with the Flat Definer Sigma E15 brush, and I apply the product to my bottom lash line, and then I love to go in with the Pencil E30 Sigma brush to really blend that color out. If I feel like I still want to blend that color out a little bit more and diffuse it, I'll probably go in with a different eyeshadow that is maybe a little bit lighter, kind of like an eyeshadow that I like to use for my transition shade. And I'll go ahead and use this brush right over here. It is the Morphe M562 brush. I like to use this brush for my bottom lash line when I really want to blow out that bottom lash line. So I will go ahead and just really blow out and really blend out whatever eyeshadow I have left down there. And I also like to use it when I am done with my eyes. Mostly when I do a wing liner, that you have that very like sharp wing liner and you're able to see exactly where your crease area is. Normally when I have a wing liner, I like to go in with a dark color and just really define and darken up that crease area, but I want to make sure that I don't use a brush that is too poofy and fat and big where it's gonna get that color everywhere. So this is a really good brush for that because it's not very dense, but it's not very big, so it's really going to allow you to get right into your crease area, apply the color, and just blend it out enough without that color just getting everywhere. You hear everyone talk about the beauty blender, so you probably already know that that one is an amazing blender. I don't have that one, but I have this one that is from Real Techniques, and guys, I love this blender. It is amazing. So what you do is you go ahead and wet it under the sink and you squeeze it out a couple of times. You definitely still want, I don't know why I felt like I wasn't focused. You still want to make sure that it's definitely damp, but it's not soaked where you squeeze it out and there's still water coming out. You just want to make sure that the sponge is damp. But this is amazing for your concealer, your foundation. Whenever I'm done doing my foundation, I like to go in with the flat side and just really pat the foundation into my skin, and it really helps make sure that my skin isn't going to look too cakey or that I don't have like spots in my face that have too much foundation. It just really helps me blend out my foundation. It helps it look a lot more natural. I love this sponge. And then when I go ahead and do my concealer, I turn it over to the other side that is a little bit more pointed, and I love to blend out my concealer. Normally when I'm done applying my concealer and blending it out with this brush, the one that I showed you guys, the Real Techniques contour brush, I then like to go in with this sponge, and it just really helps me blend it out more and really helps me not soak it, but like really push it into my skin. So I don't know, this little sponge is like a miracle worker. It just makes everything look a lot better. So guys, that is everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the brushes that I use or any type of question, just comment down below and I will get to you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye.